I'm back. I was gone briefly, but I'm back now. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I decided this year that I did not want to spend Thanksgiving with my family. I caught a lot of flack from that. My mom was like, "Well, how come you're not going to come over? Everybody wanted to know what was wrong. How come you don't want to be with us?" And I was just trying to explain to them, it's nothing personal. Um, this was the first Thanksgiving that I've had without my grandfather, who passed away in April. He had a long battle with cancer. It was really hard on me, really hard on him, really hard on the family. And it was our first Thanksgiving without him. I think that was kind of part of the reason why I wasn't really in a joyous mood, but that wasn't the reason in totality. After that happened, I started working with the Barack Obama campaign. I was in Ohio, I was in Florida, I was in Michigan, I was in Iowa. I was traveling to all these different places campaigning. And I was so passionate about that cause. And then I have a cosmetics company, an international private label cosmetics company that I recently opened this year. I have a partnership with my aunt, and I was focused on that. So I was focused on so many things, and now that my schedule isn't as hectic, I'm really looking back at everything that happened over the course of the last year, and I was realizing that I never really stopped to think about Granddad. And this Thanksgiving, I was really just thinking about that situation and how it affected me. I really feel that grief is the most selfish of all emotions, because it's not about you, especially if someone is suffering and suffering the way he did, the entire family. We just spent so much time focusing on the joy that he wasn't anymore. So instead of making his death be about me and my loss and how it was going to affect me, I'm like, okay, joy, it's great. It's over. Grandpa has moved on to a better place. Let me move on with my life. So I totally just vanished, the grieving process by working really, really hard and working at a fever pace. I mean, there are nights I'll stay up 24 hours, 48 hours, going into 72 hours reading manuscripts and making outlines and planning things. And then, last week I was asking myself, what are you working for? You're a single woman, you're not married, you don't have any kids, you don't have any family. It's not like you're working to pay a $3,600 a month mortgage. Not yet, but that's in future plans. And I was talking to a lot of my friends about it, and I was like, what is it, being that we're not settled in our lives, that we don't really have a foundation, what is it that we're working so hard for? Me, myself, personally, I'm not real materialistic. So I know I'm not working because I want to buy a $10 million house. I'm not working because I have some superficial goal that I want to achieve, and it really dawned on me that part of the reason I was working so hard at the fever pace that I was working was because I think that I really needed a distraction, so that way I didn't have to deal with the emptiness that I was feeling, because I've achieved some major things. My book, for one, is really huge. The work I did with the Obama campaign, the things I'm doing with my company, but I kept finding that every time I accomplished something, I wasn't satisfied. And it wasn't the type of satisfaction where, oh, this isn't enough, I needed more. It wasn't that I needed more. I realized that I wasn't satisfied, and I was still kind of doubting myself, because the main person that I wanted to share it with, who was my grandfather, and my grandmother, who's also gone, they're not here anymore. So it's this really weird, uncanny, unique mixture of bittersweetness, and I wanted to use Thanksgiving today to just kind of learn how to deal with the bittersweetness of life and how it's thrown at you and how you really have to overcome that, because you just can't live your life that way. There's always going to be a huge accomplishment that you're not going to be able to share with someone once they're gone. And you really don't want to continuously have that accomplishment spoiled or doubt yourself afterwards because you're longing for something that you simply just can't get anymore. So I really wanted to spend today just with the memory of my grandparents, the memory of the incredible love that I have for them and that they have for me. And for the first time in a very, very long time, have a day to myself where no one needs anything, where I don't have to drive anyone anywhere, where no one has to use my car, where no one needs anything from me. And so I decided to just come back home, watch Harry Potter movies because I love Harry Potter, and just focus on my own foundation. You know, really start thinking about what I'm working for at a fever pace and why I don't feel any satisfaction from it. Some satisfaction, but not enough to doubt myself. I was doubting myself about something the other day. I can't even remember what it was. And I was just like, you know what? Snap out of it. You got this. You know, but sometimes it's hard to know that you got it when you don't have that parental unit to say, okay, I'm proud of you, I approve of this. And that's really what I've been missing. So I decided to just spend some time and think about them and just start laying down my own foundation. So that's what Thanksgiving was for me this year. You know, it was just taking some Bianca time and figuring things out. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to talking to you more. Bye.